Today on People Now, officials give us the latest details on those deadly tornadoes in Alabama.
Also today, Shannen Doherty and other 90210 stars share love and support for Luke Perry after he reportedly suffered a stroke.
The HBO doc Leaving Neverland is getting tons of reaction, but the family and estate of Michael Jackson aren't backing down.
Kate Beckinsale and Pete Davidson putting on the PDA. Anthony from Queer Eye has a front row seat to the whole thing.
And Anthony's Queer Eye co-star Tan France is live in our studio with a new book and all we need to know about the new season of the show.
It's all today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey, happy Monday, everybody.
Is that a thing?
No, it is. We're willing ourselves into Happy Monday.
Okay, happy Monday.
Welcome to People Now. Great to see you. Tonight, it's the Bachelor episode that we've all been waiting weeks, maybe the entire season to see. Colton is finally jumping that fence. At least they have led us to believe it.
I mean, the fence jump has basically become a meme at this point. Everyone's always talking about it. Tonight is the night. Colton takes the plunge. But we want to know, why do you think he does it? Does he get broken up with? That's why he jumps the fence. Maybe he's scared of the fantasy suite. If you haven't heard, he's a virgin. We know. It's the whole theme of the
in case
season.
you have been under a rock.
Or maybe he just jumped the fence for fun. I don't know. Vote in our People poll or just tweet us your response with the hashtag PeopleNow.
If we know anything about The Bachelor, there's a good chance it's going to be disappointing. A lot of build-up about that one thing, and it's going to be like, really, that's it?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
It's still very impressive that he's able to jump the fence. It's a high fence, but...
We're going to check in on your answers in just a bit, but for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Starting on a very serious note here, guys, take a quick look at this.
The damage is significant. I would put it into a category of catastrophic based on the destruction of the homes we've seen.
Went and got in the closet, and I'm sitting there holding the door just in case, because it didn't close all the way. And a few minutes later, that's when I could hear all the wind and the house moving.
I just watched it just suck the clouds in and everything, and heavy wind and everything. And then we ran inside, and after that, it was just a lot of debris flying, and we just watched it out the window.
Well, truly devastating stuff. That's Sheriff Jay Jones and residents from Lee County, Alabama, where a series of tornadoes passed through on Sunday, leaving at least 23 people dead. Lee County, which sits right at the border of Alabama and Georgia, has never seen destruction quite like this before. The county coroner, Bill Harris, expanding a little bit here. Take a look.
It's very devastating. It's probably the worst disaster that I've been involved with in my county here. I've been to several others around the state and worked fatalities, but for Lee County, I've been in the coroner's office over 30 years, and this is the worst mass casualty incident that we've had here that I can remember.
Now, around noon on Sunday, a tornado watch was issued for the area, but it wasn't until 2:58 p.m. that an official tornado warning was issued for the county. Less than 5 minutes later, the destruction had already begun. According to CNN meteorologist Gene Norman, it appears that two tornadoes hit Lee County back-to-back within the span of an hour. At 3:38 p.m., a second tornado warning was issued. Damage was reported just 13 minutes later. These tornadoes were reported to bring winds up to 165 miles an hour. According to the National Weather Service, at least a dozen tornadoes touched down in Alabama and Georgia on Sunday afternoon alone. This marks the deadliest tornado in the region since 2011, when the Tuscaloosa-Birmingham tornado took the lives of more than 200 people, a handful of which resided in Lee County. Sheriff Jay Jones told WRBL-TV that he could not confirm the number of people currently injured, but that there are individuals receiving medical care for serious injuries. Coroner Bill Harris added that at least 20 people are speculated to be missing, but that some of those people may have simply fled to safety. Now, if you look here at cell phone footage taken from the area, you can see homes that have been turned completely to rubble. Really devastating stuff. The 72-year-old woman at the beginning of that video thanked the Lord that she was still alive. Very scary for everyone involved there. On Sunday, President Trump tweeted about the natural disaster, writing to the great people of Alabama and surrounding areas, "Please be careful and safe. Tornadoes and storms were truly violent, and more could be coming. To the families and friends of the victims and to the injured, God bless you all." The Monday morning, Trump followed up saying, "FEMA has been told directly by me to give the A+ treatment to the great state of Alabama and the wonderful people who have been so devastated by those tornadoes. Governor Ivey, one of the best in our country, has been so informed. She's working closely with FEMA and me." That was the president's tweet, and Governor Ivey says that right now their primary focus is on search and rescue efforts. If you're concerned about a loved one, you can contact Alabama Emergency Management Agency at ema.alabama.gov and follow Alabama EMA on Twitter. Really devastating stuff there. All right, on to this. Shannen Doherty is speaking out following Luke Perry's reported stroke. Holding back tears when asked about her former Beverly Hills 90210 co-star's health scare, Doherty responded, quote, "I love him and he knows I love him and I'm in contact. It's Luke and he is my Dylan." Perry famously played bad boy Dylan on the series, while Doherty played his love interest, Brenda Walsh. Doherty received a lot of love from Perry during her own battle with breast cancer, is now encouraging everyone to, quote, "keep positive and wonderful thoughts for Perry." Paramedics responded to Perry's home on Wednesday following a 911 call. The actor's rep told People on Thursday that he was under observation at the hospital, but as of now, his condition is unclear. Doherty also shared this sweet throwback photo on Instagram showing the two co-stars hugging during the 90210 days. Ian Ziering, another co-star, posted on Instagram after hearing the news. His caption read, "No words can express what my heart feels hearing today's shocking news. Let us all say a prayer for his speedy recovery." Actress Christy Swanson also joined in sending her love, tweeting in part, "Luke, honey, I am praying so hard for you right now. I love you so much, and by God's grace, you will get through this. Please pray for Luke." Other celebs to send their words of encouragement were Dean Cain, who appeared in a few episodes of Beverly Hills 90210, and actress Yvette Nicole Brown as well. And we wish him all the best. More updates on that on People.com. All right, Michael Jackson's estate is not backing down in its war against the new HBO documentary, Leaving Neverland. Their latest move was airing a 2-hour concert film on YouTube Sunday night during the doc's premiere in an attempt to divert attention from HBO. The documentary accuses the pop star of sexually abusing 2 men when they were children. The concert film, Michael Jackson in Concert in Bucharest, first aired on HBO in 1992. Now, the estate also plans to drop another performance on March 4th to coincide with part 2 of Leaving Neverland. We'll see how that all plays out. Last week, Michael Jackson's 3 brothers and nephew criticized the documentary for spreading lies as they defended the pop star's legacy on CBS This Morning. His estate also filed a lawsuit against HBO in late February, but their legal action did not stop HBO from going ahead with that doc as planned. Later in the show, we're going to take a closer look at some of the alleged bombshells in that documentary and some of the internet's strong reaction to all of it. Lots of buzz about that as it was trending over the weekend. Stick around for that. Now, though, we move on to this. Danielle Staub has postponed her walk down the aisle so that she can spend some time with her daughters Christine and Jillian. A source confirmed to People that Danielle's whirlwind engagement even caught her daughters by surprise. Here's how the whole thing went down in case you're tracking along. She announced her engagement on Thursday to Oliver Mayer, and the wedding was initially planned to take place Monday, but a source tells People it will now take place sometime in the next week or so. Now get this, Oliver told People he's the Duke of Provence, which means Danielle will become a Duchess when they say "I do." So all these little
Nice.
tidbits
Yeah, tidbits.
about the whole thing. She gave People an exclusive first look at her engagement ring. Take a look at this. A 5-carat ruby ring with intertwining. According to Danielle, in French culture, it symbolizes, quote, 2 bodies coming together as one. I think that's lovely. Nice little story.
Beautiful ring.
It's very heavy. This will be her 4th marriage and her 21st engagement, but who's counting? The couple met back in October through a mutual friend. It's a person Oliver was actually dating at the time. It wasn't until February, after sharing a passionate kiss at the Baccarat Hotel, that their fairy tale romance began to unfold. News of Danielle and Oliver's relationship first broke last week after she shared a photo of them kissing on the beach with a rainbow in the sky in the background, very dreamy. Meanwhile, the engagement news comes only a week after her divorce from husband Marty Caffrey was finalized. They split back in August, only 4 months after their wedding. So that one went by quick. Hopefully, this new romance will last a lot longer. We wish them all the best. Khloe Kardashian's closest friends are praising her for keeping a brave face as the Jordan Woods-Tristan Thompson scandal continues. My goodness, it's heating up. Longtime friend Khadijah Hawk McRae posted a sweet message of support on Twitter. This came shortly after Khloe reversed course, blaming Tristan for breaking up their family, not Jordan. Here's Khadijah's tweet. "I'm proud of you for publicly living out your nightmares while complete strangers judge, dehumanize, and ridicule you. No one is perfect. We all make mistakes. We can show them better than we could ever tell them. I love you." So that was her tweet. Khloe initially slammed Jordan Woods on Friday for allegedly lying during her Red Table Talk interview, where Woods insisted she's not the reason Tristan and Khloe aren't together. However, Khloe had a bit of a change of heart the following day, shifting the blame to Thompson, with whom she shares daughter True. In one of her many tweets, she says, "What's been harder and more painful is being hurt by someone so close to me, someone whom I love and treat like a little sister, but Jordan is not to be blamed for the breakup of my family. This was Tristan's fault." So pretty direct there, after a lot of other tweets as well. Jordan Woods opened up about her hookup with Tristan Thompson for the first time Friday, denying having sex with him or making out with him, but admitting to a kiss on the lips. She added, quote, "I allowed myself to be in that position. When alcohol's involved, people make dumb moves or people get caught up in the moment." That's how she put it. If you're trying to keep up with all the Kardashian drama, stay tuned. We're going to do a bit of a deep dive on the latest drama later on in the show. Until then, Andrea, you've got more for us in Star Treks.
Yes, I do. We are kicking off Star Trek today with a new baby alert. This is super, super adorable. Ryan Serhant and his wife Emilia welcomed their first child, a beautiful baby girl. The $1 million listing New York star announced the news in an emotional and lengthy post on Instagram on Sunday that showed him and his wife of 3 years cradling their sweet newborn. Now, the post went in full detail about the years-long journey it took for them to get pregnant. The reality star prefaced the post saying, "Your mama and I have waited almost 3 years to meet you. We had no idea how difficult getting pregnant with you was going to be." Now, the couple, who married back in 2016 in Greece, have been undergoing fertility treatments, which was revealed in the most recent season of $1 million listing New York. In the Instagram post, he says it was the IVF treatment that worked, and though they were excited Emilia was pregnant, they still feared they would lose their baby. But the couple prevailed, and they now have this beautiful little girl. Serhant wrapped up his heartfelt note to his daughter saying, "One day when you read this, I hope you can look back and be proud. And please go and give your mom a big kiss because she's a true warrior, a fighter with the biggest heart, and the queen of my world. Seriously, one day we will tell you about all the shots, the pain, the sickness, what birth was like for your mom on Tuesday the 26th. It was insane. We love you now and forever, our new beautiful little puff."
I love that.
A little puff. I've never heard anyone say that, but I'm into it. Emilia also shared a photo on Instagram writing, "Can't find the perfect words to describe how madly in love I am." Continuing, "I've waited to exhale for months. It took a long, painful journey to meet you. From the first time we heard your heart, I instantly wanted to cocoon you and protect you from the world. I talked to you every single day for 41 long weeks, begging you to stick. Until the last 2 weeks, I begged you to stop kicking my ribs so hard with those big feet and come out." Very sweet and happy for them. Obviously, they've been through this struggle of trying to get pregnant, and the baby's already so loved. Congratulations to them. All right, Miley Cyrus is opening up about her first kiss, which she says was in middle school and with a girl. So in an episode of the podcast, RuPaul, What's the Tea with Michelle Visage, Miley explains why she didn't feel comfortable talking about it when she was younger, pointing to being from the South and how, quote, no one could understand in Nashville. Now, the singer has been an advocate for the LGBTQ community for most of her career, even made an appearance on the season 11 premiere of RuPaul's Drag Race. She's now married to actor Liam Hemsworth and previously explained to Vanity Fair that she doesn't think contemporary relationships, quote, have so much to do with sexuality or gender, adding, sex is actually a small part and gender is a very small, almost irrelevant part of relationships. Miley married Liam in an intimate wedding in December after the two met nearly a decade ago. So they dated for years before he proposed in 2012, but the two ended their engagement and broke up a year later. They reconnected in 2015, and the romance was back in full swing by summer of 2016. Liam recently revealed on an episode of Sunday Today how intimate the wedding was, saying, quote, it was a really special day. It was pretty much just immediate family. I feel really happy and really fortunate to be with such a great person. We've been through so much together over the last 10 years, so I felt like it was time.
I could watch her pose for these pictures all day. It's so great.
I'm
She's
so happy
so good.
for them. They're adorable together. All right, let's talk about another couple heating it up. Pete Davidson and Kate Beckinsale were heating up the ice rink on Sunday. The duo was spotted attending a New York Rangers hockey game at Madison Square Garden. These pictures are ridiculous. They got everyone talking when they were seen sharing a passionate kiss, affectionately touching each other in the stands. I mean, look at that, her hand on his face like that. They were just kind of casual for the game. Pete wore a long-sleeve blue shirt over a pink shirt and black jeans, with Kate in a black trench coat, white sweater, and dark jeans. They're going for it. This is the first time the couple's been seen locking lips in public after first sparking romance rumors in January when they were spotted cuddling at a Golden Globes after party. Now, hours before the hockey game, Kate and Pete were seen entering the venue with their arms wrapped around one another. They were also seen holding hands outside a Saturday Night Live after party the night before, but a source close to Kate previously told People that the relationship is not likely to go much further, saying, quote, Kate's not looking to get serious with someone. Meanwhile, Pete, who split from singer Ariana Grande last October, has also been embracing bachelorhood, with a source telling People in December he's very much enjoying being single as he is focusing on himself. I don't know though. Those pictures, I don't think those are two single people. Right?
It doesn't look like single people to me.
I think this is a new relationship.
That doesn't, I mean, it doesn't mean they're getting married, but they're definitely.
But anyway, so we see Anthony from Queer Eye there. So people are like noticing him in these pictures. They notice he was looking maybe a little uncomfortable.
This has been everywhere. It's the newest meme, and there's so many great shots of him.
Well, because he seems like the third wheel. So Taylor Banks tweeted out this hilarious meme. Expectation, Pete Davidson and Kate Beckinsale, reality, Anthony. Right? Another Twitter user captioned her post, Anthony 100% thinking about avocados. If you've seen Queer Eye, you know how much he loves his avocados. A fan even made an account named Is Anthony Safe? Tweeted out 2 photos of like, he does look a little uncomfortable there. Like, what do I do when like your friends are making out next to you? I don't really know.
Yeah.
If you
I like this one.
Yeah, and then captioned it, hello darkness, my old friend, mom is kissing Pete again. Hilarious. Loving all the memes coming from this iconic third wheel moment. I think we've all been there.
One way or another.
You know?
Yeah, good for him
enjoy
for
the moment.
making it through. And good for them. Pete Davidson is a legend. I say it every time I see these types of things.
I think they look so happy together and so adorable.
He does.
I'm all about it. All right, those are your Star Tracks for today.
Stick around, guys. A lot more coming up. We'll be joined live by Queer Eye star Tan France. He's hosting an upcoming award show and sharing his fashion advice with us and a lot more. Plus, Tom Sandoval giving us his take on all the Vanderpump Rules drama ahead of tonight's new episode. That is all coming up in just a little bit.
All right, guys, tonight is the night where Colton jumps the fence on The Bachelor. We've been asking why you think he takes the epic plunge in our People poll, so let's check in on the results so far.
What are people thinking?
He gets broken up with. I agree with that, though.
I don't know.
It has to be something very dramatic, and you have to be very hurt to jump a fence like
Who would
that.
break up with it? I would think of it more as him being frustrated rather than broken up with. Like, I don't know. He's had his most intense moments throughout the
You
season.
don't think he's chasing after somebody?
No, I think he's mad. I think he's like, I'm out of here. I need some time to myself.
Got it.
Like, his most intense moments have been when conflict ends with him not being sure how to read a situation. I could see it being more of that than being straight up broken up with. Although,
we will know tonight.
We will finally know. That has been teased since the trailer for the season came out.
Yeah.
That moment. So here at the very end. Keep voting in our People poll. Now let's move on to this.
All right, on a serious note here, Leaving Neverland premiered Sunday night and Twitter erupted. So let's break down some of the biggest bombshells claimed in the documentary that accuses pop star Michael Jackson of abusing Wade Robson and James Safechuck when they were children.
Robson and Safechuck both claimed the abuse started at a very early age. Safechuck met Jackson when he was cast in a 1986 Pepsi commercial with Michael Jackson, very famous commercial. Meanwhile, Robson met Jackson when he won a dance competition, only 5 years old. He was able to spend some time at the Neverland Ranch alone with Jackson when he was just 8 years old.
Now, the doc also claims Michael Jackson staged a mock wedding ceremony with Safechuck. Safechuck shows a wedding ring in the doc that he alleges Jackson gave him.
Some bizarre things revealed in the doc. Jackson also allegedly rehearsed drills with Safechuck to avoid getting caught. The drill was to get dressed quickly. Robson claims that he had a similar experience, and Safechuck alleges that the pop star took him and his family on tour, then allegedly taught him how to masturbate.
I mean, Robson claims Jackson allegedly asked his mom to let him stay alone with the singer for a year, and Robson's mom said no to that request.
Robson says he felt like he was replaced by Macaulay Culkin, which we know they obviously are very close. But Robson says that it was hard for him kind of to come up against Culkin in that environment and the dynamics of the relationship and all that involved there.
These are some major bombshells. Obviously, really hard to watch this documentary, really hard to hear these things. Twitter erupted with reactions to the doc and the claims that were in it. Andy Lassner, the executive producer for The Ellen Show, tweeted that he was left speechless.
And meanwhile, Michael Rappaport criticized the people who doubted the documentary. Anyone who wants to believe this dude wasn't, there you go, needs to watch this. A lot of people with that hashtag Leaving Neverland saying people need to watch it and need to kind of understand the story of the people behind the doc.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there.
Actor and singer Brian Greenberg shared he was not ready for a lot of the disturbing details. I mean, I think as these, allegations come out too, it is really hard to stomach and think about.
A few Twitter users also criticized the parents of the two men for putting them in the situation when they were kids. We've talked a lot about that here. I'm sure you have to imagine looking back in hindsight, there were probably a lot of red flags surrounding these allegations. And so you see it in a new light. Check it out, hashtag Leaving Neverland on Twitter, and then, of course, HBO as well. You can find out more on this story on people.com.
All right, guys, switching gears here. We've been talking about the Kardashian drama today. I think we all need a little recap about where things are. It's been a long weekend, Jeremy.
Weekend, kind of get you up to speed. The entire Jenner family has been obviously affected by the whole Jordan-Tristan scandal. Apparently, Kim, though, is the most livid.
Being protective sister here.
Yeah, a source opens up to People that Kim's really upset about this and has been in constant contact with Khloé, letting her vent and talk about it. Yeah, like you said, that's what sisters are for. That's what they do.
Oh, yeah. The source tells People, quote, guys may come and go, but the bond between the girls is never going away, and they're committed to supporting each other, which I think is really lovely. They're family.
In a brazen act of public shame, Kim quickly unfollowed both Jordyn Woods and Tristan Thompson on the gram. That's when you knew it was serious, everybody.
Yeah.
That was after the news of the hookup first.
Yeah, she also took Khloe and best friend Malika on a girls trip to Palm Springs, California, which I think is, you need to get things off your mind. Go there. Of course, it wouldn't be a Jenner drama if the whole family did get involved.
Well, they got to regroup and figure out where do they go from here. Khloe's entire family has rallied behind and supported her 100%, including her brother-in-law, Kanye West. So a source tells People Kanye thinks of himself as the godfather of the Kardashian family. He's very protective of them.
Why is that not surprising that he thinks of himself as the godfather?
Well, if you think about it, like Kanye, as we go along here, has been around a while. So he knows them maybe better than
Should we expect
most.
Kanye to tweet about this? A tweet storm coming up?
I don't think he tweet storms about this. If it starts targeting Kim somehow,
Oh yeah,
then
that's
he
where
does
he
it.
really gets involved.
Or if Trump weighs in, then maybe he tweets.
That is also true. Now, Khloe did initially slam Jordyn Woods on Friday for allegedly splitting up their family, kind of following Woods' appearance on Red Table Talk, which a lot of people were tuning in
for. Sure. She had a change of heart on Saturday, tweeting out that the blame is solely on Tristan, which the family agrees with. Look, Tristan is the one who made the commitment to Khloe and their 10-month-old daughter. He broke promises. You can be mad at Jordyn. End of the day, Tristan's the guy to focus this on.
Well, I'm glad that she circled back, because I hate when, you always blame the girl when the guy is the one that, is in the relationship with her.
Right.
So I'm glad that she kind of, had that change of heart.
Right. And Jordyn mentioned during that Red Table Talk appearance that she told Khloe that she was at a party at Tristan's house, but that she never mentioned the kiss, which she admits was wrong.
The kiss part was really shocking. That was, maybe you almost wonder if there was more that was going on.
Ugh.
I mean, Khloe mentioned on Twitter she's going to focus less on the drama, more on her daughter, True. I mean, she's been humiliated enough. It's kind of, the question is, where does she go from here?
And will she forgive Tristan? If she does, is she morally obligated to also forgive Jordyn? And my take on that is, look, you can forgive people. That doesn't mean you welcome them back into the closest circles of your lives.
Well, exactly. She's already given him a chance.
Right.
I don't think she should welcome him back at all. We're all thinking this is probably going to unfold on the next season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. They're filming right now.
Most definitely.
Anyway, we'll continue to keep up with all things Kardashian here at People Now.
All right, guys, Netflix's reboot of Queer Eye has delighted viewers, and the Gang of Five is back for the Fab Five. Back for season 3, March 15th. In addition to the much-anticipated new season, there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, so excited. The show's fashion extraordinaire, Tan France, has penned his first book dubbed Naturally Tan, a memoir. It's out this spring. He's also hosting the Audio Book Awards, also known as the Audio Awards, and he joins us now. Tan, thanks for being here.
Thanks
nice
for
to see you.
Me. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Nice to see you
Great
also.
to see you. It's been we were just kind of reflecting about your first time in, and now this so much success.
It's only a year ago that we were in here, and it just feels like 10 years.
Yeah,
so
right.
much has happened in 1 year.
Yeah.
It's insane.
We want to break down all of this. You're hosting, though, those Audio Awards. Some big names. Let me list them. Sally Field, Emma Thompson, Leslie Odom Jr., Rosario Dawson, Vice President Joe Biden among the crowd. Any favorite book for you this year that'll be represented there?
See, I reread one book over and over again, which is not going to be there, but I want to tell you what it is.
Okay.
It's Tina Fey's Bossy Pants. I'm obsessed.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm obsessed. Did
I
you
read the whole thing on a flight one time, and I was dying laughing to the point I was the most annoying passenger
so
because I
good.
kept laughing out loud.
Did you hear her audiobook?
I didn't hear the audio.
You have to. Audio is the way. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It really is. It's her story was incredible when I read it, but hearing the audio version, it's something else.
Yeah.
I just finished recording the audio of my book, and it adds a layer that you just don't get when you're just reading.
By the
Yeah,
way, I was going to say, I think yours is one that we really need to hear the audiobook version. Like, hearing you say it, I think would be so great. You have such a soothing voice.
Well, thanks so much. And
What
I'm
was
also
that
quite
process
snarky.
like? Was that really tricky for you?
No, actually, it was super easy. The only thing that was difficult was that you may know from the show, I don't usually get emotional. I'm the least emotional of the boys on the show, but reading my book back out loud on my own in a studio made me really emotional because I'm talking about a lot of really personal things that happened in my childhood. So that took me by surprise.
Well, we're
can
excited
imagine.
to hear it. I want to listen to it. I usually don't listen to audiobooks, but I'm going to now.
Wait, I've got one question. I'm so sorry. I know
Yeah.
you've got questions. Why don't you listen to audiobooks?
I don't know. I just never. I didn't know where to find them.
What,
like
you
I
do on the
don't.
treadmill?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no. Now I want to get into it. You've inspired
It's
me,
so
Tan.
nice. It's so nice.
Talking about hosting the Audio Awards, do you have any fun hosting tricks up your sleeve?
This is my first time hosting on my own.
Woo.
Here's the thing. I always think, I'm going to be super nervous, but as soon as I get in front of a crowd, something happens, and I turn into this performer. I don't know where it comes from, but I feel very comfortable. So I just want to make them have a good time. Encourage them to have a good time.
Back to you as an author, you're not the only cast member to be putting out a book. I mean, the other guys are all lined up to do it. Cromwell actually will be in here later this week. We'll have him airing that, talking about his new book.
His comes out this week.
His is out this week, yeah. And so talk to me about the dialogue between all of you. Hey, I'm doing a book and whatever. Do you exchange tips and tricks?
We do. We all shared our book covers with each other. We all talk about what our books are going to be about. We were in a trailer for hours and hours and hours on end for like a few months. And so we get to know each other's books very, very well. We'll read certain chapters to each other just to get like some immediate feedback. It's actually lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also good because you guys all have different skill sets and the books are all very different.
Our books are so different. Like Anthony's is a cookbook, mine's a memoir, Jonathan's is too. Karamo's is more of a memoir, but also life advice. I don't give life advice. I'm not in a position to do so. He does. Like, he's highly skilled. And so our books are so, so different.
I love
Amazing. For the new season, the Fat Five goes to Kansas City. Why Kansas City?
So we go to Kansas City, Missouri, and we don't get to choose where we go. Netflix just tells us, you're going here.
I'm along for the ride.
I'd love to say it was my decision, but it makes sense to go to Kansas City. We go to places where they don't have interactions with people that look like me or any of the other boys, and so it makes for a more interesting story. If we came to New York, it would be a snooze fest.
Oh, yeah. People like, well, we already...
cities that aren't as international, right? And aren't as sort of varied and the lifestyles represented and all of those types of things.
We like to see a big difference between us Fab Five and the heroes that we're helping. We want to really impart some wisdom, and if we were doing it in New York, they would have seen the gays before. They love the gays.
How is this season different than the other seasons?
In so many ways. So whatever you loved about season 1, season 2, you are going to love even more about season 3 because everything's amplified. However, you get to know us Fab Five more than you've ever known us before, because season 1, season 2, you've got to remember, we didn't know each other. They were complete strangers, and we had to be best friends. Now we actually are best friends, so it makes for a much stronger season.
Yeah.
It's my personal favorite.
Well, it's one of those things, and even looking back, Cromwell said that watching back in season 1, he felt almost embarrassed, like the roles weren't quite as defined as they became. From day 1 to now, how do you feel like you've evolved and the show has evolved most significantly?
I don't cry on set anymore because I'm nervous by the camera, because of the camera, so that's a really nice feeling.
You've moved on from, you mean from nerves?
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to get so nervous those first 3 weeks. I cried every day in the restrooms, every day without fail in the restroom. Nobody ever knew, thank gosh, other than the producers. But what's happened to me that's so different is I've become so comfortable in saying no. Before with season 1, season 2, you do what is expected because the producers will say, we need you to try this, we need you to try that. You don't feel confident enough to say, I don't want to do that. I know that that's not going to work. Now I feel so confident saying, I know what works with the audience. I know that they're going to respond well to this, so I'm going to do it this way. And I love that.
Well, it's so interesting to me because watching, I would never think that you were nervous or crying in the bathroom. What were some of the things that you did to kind of help yourself get over that?
I spoke to the producers and learned what I was doing. I didn't know what crossing camera line was, or I didn't know what they were saying when they were saying, hey, blocking. I was too embarrassed to ask, and so I just became empowered and thought, I don't want to seem stupid anymore, so I'm just going to ask the question. I'd rather just know.
Especially after it's clear that everyone loves you, and like, right? It's like, oh, they're all here for me. I can ask them what feel like dumb questions.
Yeah, and at this point, I think, oh, they're not going to fire me, so I can ask them.
Yeah. Because at first you're like, job security.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to feel like you don't know anything, otherwise they could let you go. But now I'm like, oh,
you're like, I'm good. You're also going to Japan in the new season. I mean, what was your favorite part about that, and kind of getting into the fashion there?
Yeah. So it's a mini. It sits apart from season 3, so it's not part of season 3. It comes out later this year. But these 4 episodes, they're just so impactful because the Japanese culture is so different from ours in the US. They're not as emotional as we are, openly emotional as we are, so it just makes for very unique stories. But the fashion, they're so creative with their fashion, so I get to do things that I would never be able to do in the US. It's so much fun. I think you're gonna love the fashion.
Is there a certain piece of fashion that you like to incorporate from the Japanese culture?
Oversized. They love an oversized moment. They're not about showing it all off. American, in particular women, they do seem to like a fit and flare. They gravitate towards a fit and flare more than any other nation. It's the best-selling silhouette in the US, whereas they're not about that. They want to show off their style, not their bodies.
You recently said that you understand why some people choose fast fashion.
Yeah.
Right? It's something to do. Break it down a little bit here. Some staple items in more of like the long view of the fashion sense that people should not feel bad splurging on. Gotta have this, gotta have this.
Outerwear. I love good outerwear. If you can get a wool piece of outerwear instead of a synthetic, I love that. It's going to be timeless. Get something relatively classic. And then also things like footwear. Cheap footwear is really uncomfortable, I would splurge there. Again, you don't have to go for something super trendy. Go for something that's more classic, that's going to last you a few years. Outerwear and footwear, everything else can be.
Yeah, but the money goes further in those things. They're staples.
Yeah, and the fashion industry always changing. I mean, recently a lot of designers coming out saying they'll not sell goods that are fur-based or from exotic animals. What's your take on this and how it's always evolving?
Couldn't agree more. I really appreciate the fact that they're not doing fur, or they're going to try and move away from fur. I don't personally wear fur. I don't encourage anybody else to wear fur. So I love that it's constantly evolving, and they need to learn. They need to become educated, just like the rest of us. If they find out that something that they're doing, a practice that they're practicing, isn't okay, isn't ethical, I love that they're willing to switch it up. They should.
Do you wear faux fur, or do you just stay away from that?
I do wear faux fur.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, because I like the look. So
Yeah.
I
It's
do
a great
like
look.
faux fur.
I mean, and knowing that it's a legit alternative, and it's just as good, if not better.
Yeah. It's sometimes going to be gaudy, though, so.
Take it easy. Let's talk about this. The Fab Five featured in People's Sexiest Man Alive issue. To note, we were also featured in it, though it was an ad for this show. I don't know.
It was an ad.
Whatever. Those are the details. Low key, who was the most excited to be in the Sexiest Man Alive issue among the cast? Just real talk.
Probably, okay, I'm just saying this because it's Karamo, it's true. Probably Karamo, because I know he knows he's sexy, and so I think that validation was really encouraging. And he's gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all
Gorgeous.
like super sexy.
Thank you.
It must have been really fun to be included in that.
It's very nice. I've never considered myself, and I don't think anybody should really consider themselves sexy. I'm in my mid-30s. I appreciate what I am.
No one should ever say it, right?
Yeah.
No.
Don't
You can
say
feel it.
Yeah.
You've been married to your spouse, Rob, over 10 years.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you so
First of
much.
all. And you've mentioned wanting to have a large family. Do you think having a larger family will slow you down? Like, what would the dynamic shift need to be?
No. Let me tell you the reason why it's not going to slow me down. My husband's a pediatric nurse. We're just going to have the kids, and then he's going to raise them. I'll be fine.
It's perfect.
Yeah, he's going to be at home with those 6 kids.
Trained professional home with the 6 kids.
Why would I be at home? He should be at home. Yeah.
I like the way you think. All right.
Yeah.
That's why I married a pediatric nurse, so he could raise my children for me.
All right.
I'll be there for the fun stuff.
Okay.
All right, Sam, before you go, you're a fashion designer. Fashion trends come and go. We're going to play a little game called Fashion Trend Comeback.
We've got props, my friends.
So if you
Love
love
the
it, you are here for it, that one. And if you're totally done with this trend and don't want it to come back, you're crying because you're
Okay.
sad it's coming back.
Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Cue
Where's my camera?
the music.
Where's my camera?
Let's hear it. Your camera's going to be, well, who knows? We'll pay attention here.
Okay.
We saw this on the Oscars red carpet with Jason Momoa. What do you think of a scrunchy comeback, even for the dudes? Look at that.
Okay, I love a scrunchy comeback. I do love a flashback. However, there must have been a reason he was wearing it around his wrist. I'm hoping he was going to use it later. I'm going to say living for it.
Okay.
Okay. Overall, living for it.
All
Living
right.
for it.
All right, let's go to this one. This was a big thing in the fall. What do you make of the cropped jeans trend?
I love a cropped anything. If you know me from my Instagram, me, Jonathan, and Anthony, we love a cropped anything.
I've
Nice.
also
Okay.
noticed some of them are an uneven crop. Like the front will maybe be a little shorter than
I
the
have
back,
that.
like an inch.
I have that. I
Yeah?
have
What do you
that.
make of that?
I love it. I have a few of those.
Yeah,
Not
okay.
today, but I have
That's
a
the
few.
thing. All right, here we go. Moving on to this about this the 90s look, accessorizing with choker necklaces.
The choker. I'm always conflicted.
Gone, baby, gone.
I felt like it was in, last year for about a year. And
Were
then it
you
went
on board
away
when it
again.
was in?
No.
You never liked it?
You don't like it?
I don't. I mean, some people can pull it off, but on the whole, I don't love it. And I didn't like it in the 90s either.
Okay.
Okay.
And there was a moment where it was like being presented for men.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for
Remember
a hot
that?
second.
For a hot second?
You
It's
considered...
such a hard pass.
Yeah.
All right, what do you think of camouflage out of wood?
Love. I love camo.
I do too.
love camo. I think it's a neutral. It should be around forever. Yeah.
I've got a
It's
friend
neutral.
who's got some really great dress shoes with a panel of it on. It looks great. Everywhere I see it, I think.
Okay,
it's great.
that's terrifying.
Is it? No, you got to see it first.
Too far, Jeremy, too far. Why ruin a good thing?
Yeah.
I put it I would want to put it. Okay, fine. How about this hair accessory? Barrettes, right? The hair barrette.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a major feeling either way, but yeah, it's not great. It's a little bit. It's a little bit young.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if I saw a 6-year-old, I'd be like adorable. But
No, we literally put them in my girls. My little girls have them, and I feel like that's
super cute.
perfectly
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
All right, we all love denim. What about patchwork denim?
living for it.
You like
living
it?
for it, living for it. I love patchwork. So yes.
But don't you think this is going to be something like 10 years from now? It's going to be like, oh, remember that.
Like, why did we? Like
Yes, here's the thing. Every now and then, I don't mind one of those moments.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
shows that you're having fun. I don't always
That
want
you
to
were
be safe.
stylish
yeah.
at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Lastly, here we go. Ankle socks.
with heels or with
Ankle socks
shoes?
with-
Yeah, like this.
Oh, really? I thought you were going
I love it. I love it. Here's the thing, not many people can pull it off, but if it's for a fashion moment, I'm assuming this person was going to Fashion Week, I like it. For regular life, it's a bit much, but if
like going into the office?
Yeah, for the office, you might feel a little bit
Okay.
over the top. But for a fashion moment, I actually think it's really cute. For an editorial, that kind of thing, I think it's great.
We have to
Yeah.
quickly get your take on this before you leave. Anthony, in that photo
Internet's blowing
that's
up.
now blowing up everywhere. Articles are being written. It's a new
Yeah.
meme. Anthony beside Pete Davidson and Kate Beckinsale, and all the faces. What was going through his mind? What do you think when he's just in those down moments where something's going on? Maybe it's a little awkward.
I think he was really happy to be there. We love our Pete, and we always support whatever he's doing. So I'm sure he was happy to be there.
Sure is happy to be there. Very good. Tan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
It's so great.
so
Thank you for
much.
playing along with the
And
game.
congrats on everything you have going on.
Thank you so much.
Guys, you can check out season 3 of Queer Eye when it hits Netflix on March 15th, and look out for Tan's book, Naturally Tan, a memoir. It's out this spring.
Vanderpump Rules is back with an all-new episode tonight. We are very, very excited. And of course, Tom Sandoval came in, and he's always amazing. We had to grill him on all things Pump, including a major milestone for him and his girlfriend, Ariana. They bought a house. Who do you think is going to take the move the hardest from the cast and miss you being in that area?
I would say definitely Schwartz. Yeah.
Why is that?
Just because we like hang out all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we usually go to the gym like 3 or 4 days a week together, and like that's gonna change, obviously.
When's move-in day? Is it already?
It's already passed.
Already
yeah.
happened?
Yeah, we're moving in. We're moved in.
We saw on the show that you threatened to kind of leave your relationship with Tom Tom if they didn't put your cocktails on the list. Was that you bluffing, or is that actually a possibility?
I think that was after like a guy's weekend, you know, a few days of drinking. Maybe I was being a little emotional and over the top. I don't really think that was on the table, but I mean, I would have just been really frustrated.
Well, Lisa's been going through a lot. On The Real Housewives, she's kind of split from the other housewives. What do you make of all that? Have you talked to her with all of this going on?
I've heard a little bit about it. I've never, I hate to say it, but I don't watch The Housewives. I have a hard time watching reality TV.
Well, you're in it. You got some stuff going on. It makes sense. You get a pass, I think.
Yeah, it's hard for me to watch. It's like, it's very intense for me. Like I can watch horror movies with blood and guts all day long, but when I see somebody like making an ass out of themselves, it like freaks me out. Especially when it's myself.
Yeah, I get it. That makes a lot of sense. For
does.
years now on Vanderpump, Tom and Kristen had a rocky relationship, to say the least. Now that she's going through some new relationship drama on the show with her boyfriend Carter, we wanted to get Tom's take on all of that. Watch this.
I mean, I totally believe in that relationship. You know, obviously I don't know everything, but I think Carter's a really nice guy. I feel like Kristen's come a long way. I feel like they've, you know, worked well together from what I know, and you know, I hope the best for them, for both of them, you know. But yeah, I mean, you know, I think Kristen, when I dated her, was in a different place than she is now.
We saw in the mid-season trailer, you called your partner Tom's wife, Katie, a bully.
I didn't get him fired, he got himself fired.
You're a bully, Katie.
This is your partner's wife you're talking about.
I can say whatever I want to anybody, but if somebody calls me fat, I'm getting their ass fired.
Does this affect the relationship with him going forward?
Well, it always puts strain on you know, a friendship if, you know, their significant other is not, you know, getting along with you, or we're not getting along or whatever. So
It's kind of the worst nightmare for close friends.
yeah, it is. I think there was just some, you know, deep feelings that never really got, you know, there were things and subjects that never really got brought up and discussed fully, and I think it, you know, got to a point where it was boiling over.
So Tom told us he thinks the reunion's going to be pretty intense this year, and we're guessing it has a little bit to do with James, who's friends with Tom but has been fighting with the rest of the cast all season long.
It's a drama there. Tom weighed in on what he thinks is the root of that problem. Take a look.
I feel like sometimes he lets people like just get the best of him and like get him worked up. You know, he gives people that power and puts himself in bad positions. But, you know, with him being upset and you know, I get it. Like, he cared very much about, like, his nights at SUR, and, you know, when he feels like that's taken away, like, he obviously gets upset, he acts out, and, you know, but...
How's he feel about you doing Tequila Tuesdays?
Oh, how does he feel about me being... he's fine, he shows up, yeah. He'll jump in on the DJ booth, it's, you know...
Cool.
He'll have a night there again, I'm sure. Like, it's just, you know, at certain times of the year, there's like brunch with Billy, then there's Tequila Tuesdays, and then there's, see you next Tuesday.
We're really excited for Jackson Brittany's wedding. Do you know if you're a groomsman yet? Do you know the details?
I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but yes, I'm definitely a groomsman, so.
Any competition between you and Tom Schwartz of Best Man?
There's never any competition between me and him. We always one of us picks up where the other one leaves off, I feel like, when it comes to Schwartz and I.
What is it gonna be like seeing Jax getting married? I mean, I know Brittany too, but seeing Jax walk down the aisle.
Yeah, it's something I never really thought I would see, and let alone him being like the first one of us.
You and Ariana have different views about marriage and kids, right?
Yeah.
Would there ever be a moment of an ultimatum given, like, we get married or else?
Never.
Or we have kids or else?
Yeah, I just don't really do ultimatums like that. Yeah.
But like, what happens? Because you really want kids.
Well, I mean, I go through phases. I think really what it comes down to is I want the option of kids. You know what I mean? And but right now I think I'm good, actually.
So all the Vanderpump superfans out there will remember that Tom got an A tattoo on his butt to honor his girlfriend, Ariana. And we've seen him actually since go to one laser removal session on the show.
Before we let him go, we had to get to the bottom of this. No pun intended, the tattoo's on his bottom. Is the tattoo gone forever?
It seemed like you were maybe going to get it removed. Did you get it removed or you still have it?
I did.
You still have it?
I still have it, yeah.
How's that going?
I just decided it's a flaming A. I literally Googled cool letter A, and the first one that popped up was this flaming A, and I just was like, I want to do this A, and all I wanted was the font. I didn't want the actual flame. The guy tattooed the flame.
Oh
on
gosh,
there.
you gotta be very clear with these guys.
And it's crooked, I did one treatment. It kind of looks like a watercolor A, and yeah, I just like the story of it.
Would you want her to get a T tattoo?
No.
By the way, we couldn't really show it because it shows it's a little too revealing.
Yeah.
The
I will
crack.
say though, he's amazing. Like he and Ariana are kind of the staple for the show, but they're so grounded, and I feel like they're just like good people.
Yeah, we've talked about that. Right after he left, everyone from that show that comes through is almost, I don't know what our preconceived notion is, but surprisingly down to earth.
Probably says more about us, but you would think like Vanderpump
Well, I don't know.
Rules,
The show's heightened and everything.
LA
They're just, like,
lifestyle.
super chill, yeah.
He was awesome.
We love him. Come back. We're taking one last look at our people poll. Colton making the big fence jump on tonight's episode of The Bachelor.
Stoked.
We've been asking you, why does he do it, according to your wildest guesses?
And
or
I
these
think
three
a lot
that
of
we
people
submitted?
think he gets broken up with. I don't think he would jump it because he's scared of the fantasy suite. I don't know.
And I don't think it's for fun, for sure.
No, it doesn't sound like a fun time. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Why do you think, Jeremy?
Well, mainly I'm interested to see, after all this build-up all season long, how the fantasy suites go.
Oh, I know.
Like what will we know? Is it going to be like high school level, like
Or it's like, is Chris Harrison going to have an awkward talk with him about it?
Like right beforehand, like the dad talk?
It is. It's like a dad talk with Chris Harrison. It's weird.
If anyone could give a good dad talk at this point to a bachelor, it's Chris Harrison.
That is very true. Well, we're very excited to see what happens.
I would trust Chris Harrison to like talk me through almost anything, actually. As many times.
Through your first time?
Not my first time, but anything else.
Well, that's
even
what we're
currently.
talking about
He's
here.
so chill, and that guy's good.
Anyway, we'll be back with another question of the day tomorrow, so tune in. We'll also break down our thoughts on The Bachelor, which will be really fun.
And coming up tomorrow, Karamo Brown from Queer Eye. He's here promoting his brand new memoir and season 3 of Queer Eye. We're excited for that.
Plus, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Teddy Mellencamp is stopping by. A lot of drama to talk to her about, including Puppygate, so much more. Jeremy, I know you're very excited for Puppygate.
Puppygate keeps going, guys. Where and when will it end? We don't know.
All right, thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Lori Loughlin. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Lori Loughlin, and this is One Last Thing. The last show I binge-watched was Ozark.
At least admit it was good for us.
The last silly thing to make me cry? I cry all the time at commercials. Every commercial. All of them. My last night out with my Fuller House family would be Bob Saget's wedding.